babies.
I just want credit that I nailed that date.
I just said nailed it. Jesus.
He did say it.
Jesus, sorry, Bill.
Jeez,
You're
Bill.
delayed.
Jesus, yeah, jeez, Bill. Calm down.
Hey, Ray, turn your volume down. You just got angry all of a sudden.
Me? Never.
Stop looking at those cheeks. Not those ones. Not those ones.
Is it weird? It's your mom's face.
Nope. Nope. Just two people in love.
This
That's
one
all
could
it
have
is.
worked perfect. She's got sunglasses on and everything. We just celebrated our anniversary in Jamaica.
Can't tell who it actually is. If you're watching on YouTube, sorry. If you're listening on
You're welcome.
iHeart, we are the number one
It's
New
Ray's
England
mom.
sports show on iHeartRadio. So congratulations to us. If you're listening on iTunes with the self-proclaimed number one New England sports show, and Spotify, we're on there too. Wherever you get your what do we do? Podcasts.
Podcasts.
Rate, subscribe, review, tell your mom, tell your friends, tell your mothers. All right, let's do Patriots Steelers. I'll give you some key takeaways. Stop me when something hits.
Stop.
17-14. Okay, go.
Terrible game.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Read your points. And then
Okay.
I'll,
17-14 win over the Patriots. Let's start offense. I thought
the
they had
Steelers.
three good. What? Go ahead.
Over the Steelers. You said Patriots.
shut up, Ray. Let him finish. Jesus
Thought
Christ.
they had three good drives. I thought their first drive of the game that they stalled out, eventually got the field goal, was good. I thought the after halftime drive was good, and then capitalizing on that muffed punt was necessary. I don't even know if I give them credit for the Aguilar drive. I guess I do. They got over
50-50
midfield
ball. Come on.
and they scored. I thought that
Get
was a
thrown
good
on
drive.
third down.
What?
Yeah, I don't want to see a 40-yard pass on 3rd and 5. You saw it in the Miami game
Yeah.
too, and you got bailed up by a shitty fucking with defensive.
You can make the
No. Go
their
ahead.
2 touchdowns could have easily not happened. Again, it was like 3rd and whatever. It was a 44-yard touchdown pass. They could. You watched the play. No player was open, which is why he threw it up to Aguilar, which is probably the least dangerous of plays. And then the play before the muff punt, he throws basically an interception that wasn't caught, and then a muff punt, and then they score from the 10. So you can make a case that either touchdown possibly couldn't have happened.
Yeah, I think if we go through the course of a lot of NFL games, we can parse it out that way. But I understand what you're saying. The offense does not look cohesive, and those 50-50 balls is now
hate
being
it.
it's now confirmed that that's a part of their offense. They connected on one of them, and you had the Devontae
Yeah.
Parker pick. You had in the Miami game 2 examples that just off the top of my head. The one to Devontae Parker that was
Twice. One
an
to-
interception. One that
Mike
they got
Mika
called back.
Fitzpatrick got no pick 2. The first pick Mac threw was Fitzpatrick going 50-50
Yeah, I'm talking about
ball.
Miami now, but and then there was one to Hunter Henry at the end of the game. So it's and Mac Jones has come out and said that's what they want to do on that interception of in the Steelers game. I don't get it. I don't.
I don't know how you can base an offense off of balls that are contested.
I could tell you how. Matt Patricia is calling offensive plays on this team. That's
Bingo.
how.
Bingo.
It's fucking ridiculous. And again, you need to make that second year jump. And right now, through 2 games, Mac Jones does not look like the quarterback we saw last year. And coaching has a lot to do with it. You have Joe Judge and Matt fucking Skinny Ray Patricia on the sidelines calling plays. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Josh McDaniels took the whole entire offensive coaching staff with him to Oakland. You needed that stability to get through a second-year quarterback that, in my opinion, has a very, very low ceiling. And I don't even think Bill trusts him right now, right? So, I mean, you needed that stability. And Matt Patricia and Joe Judge, the 2 walking nutsacks, that's the biggest holdup in this team right now. That's why. You're talking 17 points. You scored 17 points, and was a turnover inside the 20-yard line. What happens if Olszewski doesn't muff that punt? You're losing that fucking game.
I don't know if they're losing the game. I think too much is being made on that, and I think too much credit is being given to the Olszewski missed punt. The Patriots were in control of that game the whole time. There was never a point at any point in time did it feel like the Steelers were in control of that game. So I don't believe that. Certainly it helped, but that's football. Turnovers are part of football. The Patriots are undefeated with Mac Jones when they have when it's not When they win the turnover differential and not tied and not losing, when they win it, there's something like whatever the record is, 11-0 with Mac Jones. So
that has to be the defense stepping up. Then is what you're saying. The defense has to basically win the game.
Well, this is what the entire season's going to be. They can't score more than 24 points. The entire season has to be slowing the game down, making the other offense drive the entire. We've seen this out of Patriots teams in the past. We've seen them.
They don't have the talent to overcome.
Right.
The bend don't break defenses are two shitty offenses. You got Lamar Jackson coming in who just put up almost 40 points against Miami last week. That's a problem. This defense is not good.
Okay, you brought it. It's jumping ahead. Hold on, Queen. Hold on. Let's stick with Mac Jones here for a second and Skinny Ray in the play column, because this was some of their reasoning, or some of the reasoning that's been leaking out. Their wide receivers can't get separation. Now, do you want to blame that on the wide receivers that you picked, that you signed, or do you want to blame it on the lack of scheme? I can defend either way, because 50-50. They couldn't get open. They couldn't get open with Josh McDaniels.
You could find a play where either is the problem.
Yeah.
So the idea of that is, well, if they can't get open, then we might as well just fucking throw it to them anyway, just deeper down the field, because we can't get ourselves enough chunk plays for this quarterback to score. That's the idea behind throwing the ball deep. And they believe that on 3rd and short, the defense is going to sell out on the run, so they'll have one-on-one coverage on the outside. That's the ideology of it. I don't agree with it, but I can understand what they're thinking. You just don't have the players to do it. And I don't think the more important thing, it's not Mac Jones' suit. It's not his what he's comfortable with.
Well, he can't throw down the field. He's got to land somebody open for an arm.
I don't totally agree with that either. I think that his
I don't either.
Fine.
I don't either. I don't think he has a wet noodle at all.
I think his arm's okay if he can stand there. I don't think he can throw off platform.
Yeah. No, agreed.
If you push him off his spot.
If he's got a pocket,
push him off his spot, yeah.
Mac Jones only looked good because he had 2 borderline Heisman Trophy winners for wide receivers in Alabama. I don't think the Patriots believe in him, and they're playing it safe. You've seen he's got a noodle arm. They're playing it safe, and this is why you're seeing a pathetic offense. And these 50-50 balls, you're trying to bail out. Bad teams do that. You're seeing it right now. Bad team. Patriots are a bad team. You're potential. If it wasn't for the
negative.
Jets, you're right. You're goddamn right at what I am. Fuck these teams.
I'll give you some positive. I'll give you some positive, Ray. And this is right.
Thank you, Richard.
Go 6-11, get a high draft pick, and over this fucking borderline
6-11 is like the worst draft pick you can get. You go 1-16.
Okay, you got your win. Let's go.
They're gonna win fucking 9 games. This is not. You're not gonna be happy about it.
And you're gonna be the playoffs. In the playoffs.
No way.
Let's do some positive talk. Here's what's gonna help them get to that 9 win. Bobby Raymond, the positive side of the panel here. Their offensive line looks to be much improved, shall we say? Trent Brown looked like he took his head out of his asshole. Had a great game by all accounts by the people that watched the offensive line. Said he was a road grader on the running offense, and I don't know, they kept Mac Jones decently
no sacks
off the ground. Your boy Cole Strange held up with Cam Hayward basically one-on-one the whole game. That was highlighted a lot. And
has he been that good through? I don't mean to cut you off. Has he been that good through?
You don't mean
games?
to. You've been cutting me off the entire fucking
this
time.
This is your MO.
I'm not talking to you, Ray. I'm talking to Rich.
I don't know if he didn't play the whole game in Miami. He was coming out of that game
in Miami.
So I don't think he was as good, but he was certainly very good this game. And the offensive line is better. Bobby, do you watch the offensive line? Are you positive of the offensive line? Do you like their first round pick, Cole Strange? Do you like the running game? They've basically abandoned the zone running game. I know a lot is being made of 2 plays at the end of the game to salt it away, but they did take 6 minutes off the clock to win the game.
That's a good final drive,
running
6.5.
Pretty good.
In a vacuum, I like the player. I don't like taking him in the first round. I think if with their first 3 picks, they went receiver, guard, and corner. And if in the draft you had said their first 3 picks, they got a guard, a receiver, and a corner, you would be thrilled. Probably just not in the order that they actually drafted them, because they were 3 positions of need. But when you watch the offensive line, the best thing that they did was salt out the game with a 6-minute drive to end it. I mean, other than that, how good is it? Mac looks like he doesn't trust it. I don't think he has trust that he isn't going to get pressure, that he isn't going to get pushed off his spot. And that whether that's the offensive line or the plays or the entire offensive scenario, it's difficult to say because everything is in flux all the time with this team. But they were better. They didn't have plays where a guy comes off the edge and blows up Mac and it's a fumble six.
Because TJ Watt
that didn't happen. Well, exactly. They're missing their best player.
Too much negativity from Bill. Ray, Nelson Aguilar.
We're going to bring another Ray onto our show. Positivity.
44-yard touchdown from Mac Jones. 6 catches, 110 yards. Much improved. This was all even through camp. Even through as bad as the camp was, people are saying Nelson Aguilar looked good. We expected him to be a second-year jump guy. He's one of the few that has. Your thoughts on Aguilar?
So you said Aguilar went up for a 50-50 ball?
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't we get Devontae Parker for that? The guy that was going to be the guy that Mac Jones is going to have a nice rapport with and nice chemistry and all that. And how many passes did he catch? 0. This is ridiculous. This receiving core, Fat Ray fucking goes out there and gets fucking
Skinny Ray.
Skinny Ray can't even fucking get a guy that they need. You know, he addresses wide receiver. The reason why Tua looks great, the reason why Jalen Hurts looks great is because he has great receivers around him. We have a pile of shit around Mac Jones. I need them to go out there and evaluate this talent that they have. Yes, it's great. Nelson Aguilar stepping up, but they don't have, like, give me the Pittsburgh scout team, because they can address the wide receiver needs every single year and get studs. We get duds. I need someone to come in here to make Mac look amazing. We need a stud wide receiver, and Nelson Aguilar is not the guy. He's a third wide receiver on any fucking team. I need better receivers around Mac Jones.
You had two guys. You had 2 wide receivers.
That went a different way than I thought.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm very angry about it. I wrote a nice little blog on Simple
By the way,
Minds
can I just
Sports.com.
give you a stat line? Mac
Hold on.
Jones,
Can I?
No,
You had 2
Mac
receivers
Jones,
at 200
over 60% accuracy when he looked like shit. If you ask me, did he look good with accurate? No, he looked like shit. He had over 60%. He had 250 yards. He had a touchdown and a bad pick. Nelson Aguilar over 100 yards receiving. Forgot the name.
Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers.
He had
Thank
2
you.
guys
Nine
that had
catches.
205 yards.
Well,
combined.
so what? Brady threw to fucking Welker and Moss for 4 years, and then he threw to Edelman and Gronk for the next 10.
Moss is a Hall of Famer. Welker is a
borderline. That's not my point,
Ray.
Ray. Please don't
I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean that.
You are fat, Patricia, by the way. You got that wrong before.
I know.
If you have 2 guys that are capable of getting open, catching the ball in an NFL offense, you're doing pretty good. I don't give a fuck who they are. And I don't care who the other wide receivers are. If you have 2 guys that can get open and catch it, who cares who they are? Who cares?
I do.
I just didn't think it was as bad as people are giving credit for. However, I do think it has looked disjointed at times, and I'll give you 3 reasons. You tell me why you think it's the biggest one. The penalties, there were 7 of them the Patriots committed in that game. All of them were offense. That delay a game on the first drive, killed them. Mm-hmm. Absolutely killed them. You had, I think, another delay game, which is you had false starts.
Timeout after a delay game or a false start or whatever it was.
False start after the timeout. Couple that with this is on defense, but after the timeout against Miami, you jump off sides. Just something we haven't been used to seeing from the Patriots for 20 years. Kendrick Bourne not being played. That's for you, Ray. Ray doesn't like this. Ray doesn't like to show us his belly when he goes to get a beer because we make fun of his titty. Kendrick Bourne not getting enough opportunity. Devontae Parker has 111 snaps to Kendrick Bourne's 25 this year. Kendrick Bourne has 3 catches. Devontae Parker has 1 and 2 picks. And then lastly, do we give any credence to Mac Jones' injury in his back? 80% of the shotgun, 3 wide receivers in that game. Do you think his back's a problem at all? The accuracy? The lack of accuracy? I'll go to Bobby first as it's his...
Because he's fucking positive.
Virgin show.
Yeah, I think it's the penalties. They're not good enough to fuck themselves up with penalties. They got to play clean. The penalties is number one. You could deal with one receiver, the other. They seem to be interchangeable. With Mac Jones, I think if you have a hurt back, you just stand in the shotgun. That way you don't have to deal with the footwork. Because I think it specifically showed itself with them running from the shotgun so much. They never run from the shotgun. They were running power shotgun all game. So I think it probably did have something to do with it.
Yeah, I don't think it's something that can be completely dismissed. If you got a lower back problem, it's not like that just fucking goes away. You can't just cortisone that. Like it affects you. And if you're
epidural it,
I guess.
Is he pregnant?
Bill, penalties, personnel, or Mac Jones injury? As outside of Skinny Ray, and just the minutia of everything else we talked about to kind of wrap up this.
Penalties is the biggest one. You had 7 penalties and they're all on offense. I mean, you're those are drive killers, right? I mean, those are what. There's a big reason you only scored 17 points. Timely penalties on offense, right? I mean that's coaching. You got your coaching staff. I mean, this is stuff that's supposed to be shored up in practice, right? But when you have shitty coaches, Bill Belichick's greatest coach alive, right? He can't put his finger on every little fucking thing in practice. You're supposed to have good coaches on offense. They're supposed to do this. You don't. That's a big problem.
Plugging the holes on Tuesday. You can't.
But
you can't.
Hey, Bobby, are you busy on
one hand.
Tuesdays? Because we need another hole to plug.
Yeah, we need 10 more fingers.
But
they're big holes.
Matt Patricia's also doing double duty. He's doing the offensive line and offensive coordinator. So you think
and McDaniels coached quarterbacks and ran the offense? Come on, that's not an excuse.
But McDaniels is good. Fat Ray, Skinny Ray is not.
Touche on that.
Touche.
Okay. I think offense is the main focus point on this team right now. However, let's quickly touch on the defense. Are you as high on them as I am? I think that they are top 10. I think if they can go out and make a trade,
are you high right now?
No, I'm not. I think that their personnel is decent enough. I think they will continue to improve. I think they have a chance to get picked apart by the Aaron Rodgers of the world, but they don't play them every week. I think they're going to dominate this stretch through October. You're going to see it like they did last year, where they came close to having a couple shutouts. The whole team's to 10 points to 14 points. They just did it. You just held Miami to 20, where they dropped 38 on the fucking Ravens. You just
42, but who's counting?
14, where they beat the Bengals. So I do believe in this defense. I do believe they have the chance to be a top 10. Not that means anything, but I think if they go out there and actually get a number 1 corner and slot the rest of those DBs down, you're looking at a really good defense. Not that it means they can.
Miles Bryant's not doing it for you.
Fuck Miles Bryant.
Jalen Mills is not doing it for you.
Yes.
Jalen Mills, no.
I got a pick.
I'll go to Bobby again first.
Yeah, they need to.
Won't shut up. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, the defense. I don't know. I'm not sold. I mean, it was the Dolphins. It was the Steelers. I mean, if they could do this to the Ravens, I'll feel good. But with the defense, I just feel like they're like an injury tour away from the wheels kind of like falling off.
Like Kyle Duggar injury.
I think Peppers. I almost called him Julius
Peppers. I wouldn't say
Peppers.
Kyle Duggar. I'm not sold that Kyle Duggar's any good. I think he's good at tackling. What? I don't know how good he is at defense. Kyle Duggar was on the scene for that Waddle play, and he came out and said it was him that fucked up the coverage.
Yeah, it was a play after Adrian Phillips went out, and they did fuck that up. And he's been burnt on plays like that in the past. It's certainly not a strength of his. He's a Patrick Chung.
He'll mentally tune out. He's great. He's a linebacker that plays safety. Like he can get up in there. I think they're a defensive lineman injury away from not being able to stop the run anymore. That's probably where they are. If they can stay healthy, they'll be good. They're clearly faster. Dante Hightower was done. There's a reason why nobody's picked him up, and he's not playing. He could not run last year. And Kyle Van Noy was slow. I don't know if he's playing in San Diego anymore, but they're a much quicker team. It's clear they're trying to keep everything in front of them, and they're playing with a formula. But I don't know. Let's see how they play against quarterbacks that aren't Tua and that aren't,
like Lamar. Like Lamar.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what they could do.
This would be a good eye test.
Let's see what they could do. But it's clear that, they're faster.
I think Lamar Jackson's kind of the perfect quarterback for them to play right now. You can't throw it. You can't pick them apart. I think their weakness is going to be picking them apart. Their weakness is their cornerbacks. And their front seven, you got guys in Judon, Barmore, and Wise who are all playing at an all-pro level right now. I know Wise is, but Barmore and Judon I think are proven. You got Lawrence Guy, who's as steady as they come. Godshow's making $20 million. He's holding up the run defense. I know he doesn't get a lot of praise, but he's in there as a nose tackle. I think their front seven is one of the best in the league. And you talk to me 6 weeks from now, Bill. Talk to me 6 weeks from now.
Sorry, I was just choking.
Stopping the run.
They're sixth in the league at points allowed, and through 2 weeks, they're seventh in the league at yards allowed. So how else do you want to judge it against a guy that just threw 6 touchdowns, 4 of them in the fourth quarter? How else do you want to judge it in week 2?
Oh, I thought he was frozen. I thought he was frozen. He didn't talk.
How else do you want to judge it? You got.
I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you're happy.
You got a good front
we saw
seven.
we saw this
You
shit
got
last year. You have two guys,
fast linebackers.
You have two guys on your front seven. Two.
So what if they stop Baltimore?
Barmore and Judon.
What if they hold
disagree.
Baltimore
Wise
under
has been
21
fucking
points?
nasty.
I'll give them credit if they hold them up under 21 points. I don't see it happening.
Put on the
Don't
board,
see it
Ray.
happening.
Last thought here on the defense. I'll give you what I had here is on that secondary. Mills and Bryant have been the only names that I've seen kind of get picked on or picked apart. I haven't heard Jonathan Jones' names called at all. I haven't heard him.
It's a good thing.
Called once.
He's played well.
Ted Johnson said he's the best defender on the secondary.
Yeah, it's a good thing but I think that there's a reason for that because you have Jalen Mills as your number one quarter and going up against number one wide receivers all day, every day, and they're picking.
They're not doing him any favors by doing that.
No, and Miles Bryant just flat out sucks. And I don't know if they're playing the
bad.
Jones rookies enough or if Sean Wade and that kid's getting
Marcus
enough play.
Jones didn't even suit up last game, so I don't know if he's injured or he's not ready.
Jack Jones was in there. Jack Jones played a lot of snaps, I think.
Go ahead, Raymond.
Jack
Your
Jones
thought
did,
on the
but,
defense
Jones.
to wrap this up, Raymond.
The defense is going to be one of these things where they don't want to get beat deep. So they're letting everyone catch the ball. Against Miami, you saw Tyreek Hill, you saw Waddle get their catches, but they didn't get beat deep, just like Baltimore did. So that's what their MO is. Just let them catch it in front of you, tackle, make the tackles inside. And once you get into the red zone, lock them up, just like they did last year. So if they keep this up, hey, we're going to win games. If not, then we're going to get fucked because Lamar Jackson comes to town next week, and he had a game last week against Miami. So this is going to be the true eye test for this defense, I think, on Sunday.
Either way, it's going to be boring or demoralizing.
Just like the Pittsburgh game.
The games they
boring
win,
as fuck.
The games they win are going to be boring. The games they lose are going to be infuriating. That's basically how
infuriating and boring because you wasted all your time watching them.
Yeah, but I'm going to get drunk and shit a lot.